Hello, welcome to the show. There's some things I discussed in the last show, and I talked about Kieran disobeys God. And I want to point out some things that I had said in that show that I'd like to expand off of today. I said a few words about being great and big, and a big person's led by God, who are really spiritually developed. But at the same time, when they develop, these big people, we call them, when they learned from God, God made them to be in His likeness, what He wanted. And these people, sure, their spirit is strong and powerful, knowledgeable, capabilities. They have a lot of abilities. Well, they would use their abilities, not all, but most, in a bad way, to get what they want. Some of them are the leader of a group of people, and they stay with him because they don't want that person who has abilities and knows how to use them, good, bad, or indifferent. They don't want that happening to them, to be mistreated for something you may not even know what you did. There's a big people, and she told everybody, don't talk to Kieran. And all of them refused to talk to Kieran. Me. I'm like, what did I do? Well, I'm no longer with that organization. So there's big people and great people. The problem is the big people, which is mostly men, white supremacists, who frown down on people and says bad things because they don't do things accordingly. They put themselves up to a higher level of being above all others. And they could be very difficult. They could be difficult. Especially the white people. And if someone's not up to par, they see them and they are in disgust of that person. And that's sad. It's really sad. A great person picks you up, makes you feel good, does a lot of good things for all others. The term best described as being generous. I was told I was generous. I give extra food out to other people and I have nothing in my refrigerator, but I'm willing to give them an orange, tangerine, cookies, ice cream. And yet, that's something I like, and yet I would give that to another person so they could enjoy themselves. I'm not punishing myself. I'm just making things better for another person. Continuing on, being a great person, like I just described, that's what we're leaning for everyone else to be like. That's what we're heading for everyone to be like that. Let me give you another example. This is a man I know is a retired FBI agent. Was a good friend, caring, loving man. Real humble, very intelligent. Yes, he said they went up against the mob and other organizations such as that. So when he was working, he was an authoritative person. And being that way, maybe not him, but many others in an authoritative position, looks at themselves as being better and above all others. If that's not the case, that's what they show and present. That they're bigger and better, they know more, they know all. And they belittle, they mean, put down. Maybe they don't mean to do it. But because of their higher frequency of being, that's the result of being that way, frowning down on all others. Now God teaches us to do great things for each other, and those are the ones who are going to be getting rewarded. So this man, he was an authoritative person. I love him dearly. But he's what we call being a big person. And there's me. With God, he taught men. He taught the men abilities. He made them to be above the women, better than the woman. That was his philosophy. And the woman had to live their life for the husband, for the male being. Have them become a better person and better than all. That's why I said one time, behind every good man there's a better woman. She helps him to become a better person. Well, then I came along. I said, no more. No more. Women are intelligent, caring, loving human beings. Tell me, people, how many people have accidents with guns? Do you ever see a woman doing a violent crime such as killing another person with a gun? They may spank their boys and girls as they grow up to learn discipline. Sometimes it's needed. But the mother shapes the child, the adult, to become the best person that that person can become. Without being big, but they teach them to become great. Us women want equality. I don't want men hurting women, treating them less than. It's not going to happen anymore, people. That's wrong. Be prepared to be penalized for treating a woman, child, female, bad, less than. There will be consequences. Maybe there will be a positive learning experience that they give you. Or maybe not. But things are changing. And I think the women should be the leaders of this country and leaders of all other countries. And then tell me how many wars there will be in relation to how many wars we have in our planet today. God used to put people together in families. And what he would do is have each entity, each spirit, have their own thoughts and ideas of way of being. And they come into life. So in the family, each child has their own beliefs, thoughts, and ideas they develop from their angels. And then they don't agree with each other. They get angry at each other. And there's fighting. Family fighting. Rather than love. Negative energy teaching them to do bad things. And then the men do bad things to women, the wives, to be superior, because that's what they think. God is better than all. So that's what God does with the family. And that's why there's so many fighting. But God has learned. Put family with people who are, spirits who are compatible. And let them teach each other to become better people, rather than fight against each other for authority, to be bigger and better. Be careful. I'll give you a description. So we all understand what I mean by big and great. I want to tell you something. My mother wore this necklace for 2 or 3 decades. And she received it from her son, my older brother. And she never took it off. And she would yell at me anytime I talked spiritual. I'm thinking, if God's spiritual, He would encourage us to talk spiritual. Well, she wore that necklace for 30 years. When she died, she wanted me to wear her necklace. I wore it 3 days, and I took it off so fast because I became suicidal, depressed, negative, angry, demeaned, pushed around. Negative thoughts within me. Bad, all around me. I took that necklace, and I told my husband, Dave, go and bury this. Don't bury this on our property. Bury it where no one will ever find it. I became suicidal. This woman wore that necklace for 3 decades. 3 decades. No wonder why she yelled at me for talking spiritually. Because she thought she'd suffer consequences for that, because I do that. And I just want to explain and show you that that's how, I don't think that's God's work. I think it's just the negative energy that's on this planet that does that to one another. My brother was very bad to me. We didn't get along. My sister got along, but then she turned bad. No matter what they did to me, what God did to me or my family did to me, I chose not to be a bad person. I chose to be a great person. And now God listens. And you know what? God listens. And they decided, the universe decided, to have me become the mold that everyone should be. How everyone should be. Because I believe in love, caring. God teaches me how to interpret actions in the family origin or anyone else. So I understand their behavior and why they behave the way they do. And once all the people learn this, you're going to have compatibility. Everyone's going to get along with everyone. So think about what you're thinking. Think about what you're thinking and saying and doing and how you affect all others. Be good, do good, and stay good always. Amen.